righty. All right, Miss Glenda, could you talk about your days with DPS and your familiarity with this neighborhood? We're on Forest near, where are we?
We're on Forest and we're near Grand River, Wabash. Yeah, Grand River, Wabash, Forest.
Okay.
And I started Detroit Public Schools 1955 as a kindergartner. And two of my first cousins who were older, who were also attending Hancock Elementary, walked my sister and I to school. Because we lived on one side of Forest, the elementary school was on the other side, just a few blocks away. And at that time, we got a fabulous education, in spite of the fact the building was very old, built back around 1888. So it was a one-floor school. And then after we left there, we ended up going to junior high school. And I was very, very fortunate in junior high school to have a drafting class. I was the only girl in my drafting class, learned how to do a blueprint for a house in the 9th grade. Could have been an engineer, but no one talked to me about engineering, so I ended up going into medicine because I was good in math and science. It was an exciting time. Young people, starting really in the 5th or 6th grade, were exposed to all kind of careers. And I happened to, after going to junior high school, in my junior high school, you had art classes, you had music classes, whether your parents had money or not. So you were exposed to all of the arts, and then you also was exposed to a lot of various levels of math, as well as fashion design. You know, and what some people don't realize, even now, in some of our schools, Northwestern High School, that building on the boulevard is the only school in the city that has a planetarium, that had a teacher there for over 20 years who taught, but once he retired, they no longer had anyone to continue with that. As well as that was the first high school in the city of Detroit that had a radio and TV set up, thousands of dollars of equipment where young people could learn how to make movies. And this is back in the 80s and 90s, but now that has gone to waste. So there's a lot of things that children could learn then that could prepare them for the workforce right out of high school. That's the reason why a lot of people moved to Detroit, because of the high incomes, not just in automotive, but there was the medicine area, and there were other areas that people could go into, fashion design, the music field. People know Detroit because of Motown. So,
yes, ma'am.
that's what we've lost because of the watering down of our education that our children now have not gotten, and then how they're taught English. Many of the kids now can barely read or write because of what has happened with our educational system. So that's about it.